Okay, on the minutes, I have two small comments. Part B says Rayner Roberts. Isn't that Rayner Roberts?
Yes.
R-A-Y-N-O-R.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wrote out the thank you note wrong then.
On part I, you have Clint Roberts instead of Clint Roberts.
Well, I wanted to change his name.
You don't have capacity to do that.
You're on.
She's picking on me.
I don't know, I gotta pick on you. You said in part E, I said, oh.
No, B and then in I.
Oh, in I, I'm sorry.
I may have misspoken.
What was I?
Right at the very beginning, it should be Clint Roberts.
Oh, Roberts. Okay.
That's all this is pretty interesting.
Hey, Deb, and then I have one for farmers. You know, I had her give me a rough estimate on that last one, and then I got the information tonight. The actual price savings we would be if we decided to go with farmers on our loan is $139,625. $139,625.
$39,625.
Right.
That's the exact amount?
Yep, exact amount. And I don't have any cool. Bob, do you have these too?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve November 21st.
Minutes?
That's correct.
As corrected.
Okay, we got a motion on the deal to approve the minutes for November 21st.
I'll second that.
Second by Bonnie, all in favor? That is it. Okay. Approve the warrants. So we got the revised one. You got the revised one, Clint?
Yes.
Okay.
I did have a question on the revised bill. It will Creative Product Services.
Creative Product Safety Gear 7086.
7086. What is that?
This is under bills.
Yes. It's the revised one.
She just passed that.
086?
Yes. Oh, that was for
65?
danger, fire, danger taping, and a couple other items. Danger tape, fire tape, stuff like that. That was requested that we. No.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not safety gear, it's, well, kind of is, but it's not.
So you want to fire
Safety
operations?
equipment.
It goes into fire operations, not safety gear.
Do you want it to be under fire operations instead?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I did catch that in our breakdown. Catch that in our breakdown later. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions?
And I will change that other thing to say timer for 2013.
Okay.
Okay.
Boy, do you have any concerns? Nope. Bob? Bonnie?
That's all.
Nope, we're all fine.
I motion that we pay the warrants with the mentioned changes.
Okay. Corrected line items, okay. Second by Boyd. All in favor? 5-0. Secretary's report.
There's a couple of positions open for election. I do have copies of those for anybody interested. And if nobody gets them tonight, Bob can give them to you. They'll be on my.
Okay, you already requested a couple of them. Make sure you get them.
You need two of them?
Yep.
Okay.
So these are for the board positions coming up in May election?
Yes.
Clint Roberts and Bob DeWitt are the two.
Yep.
Yeah, one right
Yeah.
Okay. Clint, you want yours right now or?
He's already got one.
Oh, yeah, I put them in the
Point
boxes
taken.
so they check. That way I have copies on hand too. Ken and I met on the 9th, I think it was. Anyway, she got all the journal entries done for 08 and 09 that were missed. We started on 10. We're going to finish that work and work on the depreciation schedule after the first of the year. She's in the middle of a couple of audits and the state is going, this is priority. So she kind of has to stick with it. I am going to be gone all next week. So I'll be down Friday just for a couple hours just to see if my visa bill shows up so that I can get a check made, or at least I can get a check made from the bill that's online by that time. And do a couple of things just to kind of stay on top of things. I did notice the next meeting is on Martin Luther King's birthday. Are you guys still okay with doing it on that time since it's a federal holiday?
I would certainly think so.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to mention that. So,
Thanks for noticing that.
Yeah.
Charlie, have I gotten you all of the receipts that you need at this point for your fire reimbursement?
As far as I know.
Okay. I know
AJ?
he said he had.
That's tires, which
Okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Good deal. Thanks, Tim. I got some of the paper stuff. I talked to Tana today just to brush up on where we're at and how that things are going for the audit, and that's going good. So that's our internal audit for this year. So,
And she said we might only need just one more day because she was saying it might take 2 days
Right.
to do it, and we did meet for 1 day.
Okay.
And we'll just meet probably on like a Monday or a Friday again, whichever works best for her schedule.
Right, and she'll be at our next board meeting to just close everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chief's report, Charlie.
For training, we did a couple of live burns over at the burn building in 3 Mile, which brings me to another point. That they're expanding that building, the actual live burn building over there. They're putting in 3 more concrete rooms to the front of that. So we can do like a whole house search while the fire's rolling inside there. It's going to broaden our training ability over there quite a bit. I think it's a good thing. But they're also requesting $2,000 from Florence Fire as a partner in that county co-op training facility. If there's any way we can find that money at this current budget, or
Is that for springtime project?
well, they're doing it right now.
Oh, they're-
Yeah, they poured the walls there. I think they poured the ceiling on that this last week. So we did that, them burns for the training school over there. We delivered Santa Claus. Clint and I delivered Santa Claus to the school this morning. It's nice to do something like that versus your medical aid calls and your fire calls only, and do a little, when you pull up the school up there and you're delivering the greatest man that ever lived, and these little kids are jumping out of their freaking skin, it makes you feel pretty good about,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
It's
to see
a big deal for them.
working out. So.
That's awesome.
1012 project is underway. The bed's on. If you guys haven't seen that, it sure changed the whole look at that. They found some other issues with that, some burned wires and stuff that we're repairing and stuff. I'm requesting, I made contact with U.S. Fire Equipment on the changes to that. After meeting with Russ Clark, U.S. Fire Equipment has accepted Russ to do the welding and the change work on that locally versus shipping it back and having it done and shipping it and hope we get what we get. So, and they've approved the $800 to be subtracted from the overall bill. That is what Russ said that he could fix that for us. So I'm requesting the rest of the payment minus the $800 to be sent to U.S. Fire Equipment
Okay.
for that to clear that up. So.
That sounds good. So Deb, we can go ahead and issue that minus the $800.
Do you want me to just do that Friday when I come in?
Yeah.
Can you cut a check real quick after the meeting?
I can do it.
Yeah, do it
When do you want
tonight.
to do
If you could do that, just because they sent that,
Okay.
and it took us a month to
Figure it out.
get it handled.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else, Charlie?
Nope.
What was the building you were talking about with the fire training?
The training co-op, the Rebellion County Fire Training Co-op building, which is stationed over in at 3 Mile Station 2.
And they're requesting the $2,000 just to help rebuild it
To
for
help
fire training.
expand the training. Yeah.
When are they looking at this, or how,
With that,
they're looking for this as soon as they get it, or?
they asked for it as soon as they could get it, and I said I'd had to check with the board and or pull my budget apart and see where I could find it from. And I don't see in my budget where I can steal $2,000 anywhere. Especially with the repairs we've had to do on 10, 12, and some stuff that we're doing as well. So look that over and let me know
Okay.
if there's a way to do it next month or not.
And going forward in the next year, I plan on using that training facility the last Thursday of every month. We need to utilize that a lot more than we are. Kind of make it a goal to be there once a month, Thursday, no matter what we come up with.
Okay.
When we're using it, it makes it a lot easier to contribute to it, other than just our
Firefighter one.
firefighter one.
They're 5 weekends
And
a
gone.
year, and we need to use it.
And they're open for that Thursday every month, you said?
Yeah, it's just there. So everyone else trains on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Okay.
Charlie, I forgot to mention, I did the rebate online for this. Do you want it to come out of office supplies for this save? Or basically it'd be,
That should technically come out of EMS supplies somewhere.
okay.
So get with me after the meeting and I'll find a line for it for a minute.
Okay.
The reason that we had to get that safe is we're going to have 2 paramedics on our staff with narcotics, and they'll have to be locked.
Okay.
So, not to say that we're not going to put other things in it.
Right.
But that was the primary goal for it.
Halloween candy.
Halloween candy.
Dave Wick's not here tonight, so we'll pass on that. Grand update.
I was going to mention something on that.
Okay.
As far as his proposal and what we're doing, before we actually, I know we've told him that we would support it, and I think that should be enough for him to go out and see what else he can get.
Right, that's what he stated.
Right, but I guess for clarity, I would like to say that I would hope that if we're the only ones that end up doing this, it may not be advantageous for us to follow through with this, but he'll have our support to go see what else he can come up with and try and beat down other doors in the meantime, which we already told them.
Right.
But if we're the only ones that are going to be on board with this at the end of it, I don't know that it'll be in our best interest to do that.
And that's where we'll talk to him and let him know at the time. Because I think it was...
Let's follow up with a conversation with him about that.
Okay.
Next month or whatever.
Okay. So have him on the agenda for next month then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead. The proposal for table and chairs, I think we finished that up last month.
Yeah, and I haven't finished writing that to print copies, so
Okay. So if we can get that as soon as you can and
I apologize for not getting
get it to Deb and let us review it, or I think we went over it, but we'll review it. Mill levy information. So here we are. What I'd like to do is appoint a new committee to go after this, if that's what we decide to do as a board. But I'd like to get a committee, together so we can kind of see what's out there, see what everyone's thinking.
Also that committee.
Charlie will be on that committee.
I'll be on it.
So we'll put Charlie on it,
I'll be with.
Bob, and then
And Boyd?
what's that?
Boyd wants on.
Boyd wants on it, okay. And then I want to,
I think
there was,
Thomas said he'd be on that too, didn't he?
hopefully between you and Tom you can cover it. And then we want, there was a gentleman that called me a week after the election Mr. Wright, I think was his name, from down on Carlton Creek. Yeah, and so I want to make sure to call him and get him on it. I don't remember his first name.
And there was a gentleman I went to up on 8 Mile that was something to do with the Missoula County Public Works financial guy, and he's retired now and said he would like to help us out with that. And I know where he lives, I don't know his name. So.
Okay, so if you can touch base with him and get his name.
I'll make contact with him. There were several people in the community that offered their help.
Right.
And support for that, so
okay.
I think it's worth at least putting the committee together and figure out what we're going to do.
That sounds good. So 2, 3.
Also, I contacted the university, and I've got a couple outlets in there, people that are interested in talking to us about what we got going. I haven't made any moves on anything yet until I figure out what we're doing.
You know, it seemed like the people, I've talked to a dozen people after the election, and it was a lot of misinformation that was edging their votes one way or the other. And I think that, that just comes back to us and the way we educate the people on what we actually need. So.
Okay. So we'll make some calls, and I'll keep everybody informed on, when everybody can meet. So we got Tom, Charlie, Bob, Boyd, the gentleman from down on Lower Carlton Creek, yep. And then Charlie will get. I want to try to get 7 on there, so there's a couple.
Well, Don Berger, they offered to help.
Yeah,
help us out with that too.
Okay,
so.
that's what I forgot. Dawn, and I'll talk with her and make sure she's on board. Okay.
I'll leave that to you.
7 so far. It'll be 7 with that gentleman from 8 Mile.
Oh,
I'll go on this.
Yeah.
There's someone from Carlton Creek, and where's the other person?
8 Mile.
8 Mile. Gordon, you stated you wanted to get on that. Anyone else on that? Okay. Okay, Deb, I'll let you touch on the 501c3.
Okay. What I found out about 501c3 or C3 and 501c4, most fire departments stay with 501c4. However, and they cost the same. A 501c3, they're both deductible tax-wise, but if you're trying to have any sort of corporations or anything donate money to help you with, whether it be for buildings or whatever, most corporations will not donate to you unless you're a 501c3. That's the biggest difference between the two. It'll take 3 to 6 months to get this totally processed with the IRS. But it is $850 for us it's a one-time fee, but it is $850 to apply for the 501c3. And the 501c3 also is something that, like you were trying to get the computer software with that letter of determination, that's another thing that corporations will look at in giving you those sort of discounts.
And you're sure that we're not now?
We are not. We are not under either one. They looked us up under our federal ID number. We have not been.
The association is with the state, but not federal.
Mm-hmm.
Is that confirmed? Because I thought I was told that never went through.
The state one did. I'm pretty certain it did.
But that's why she was asking for the 501c3 through the federal government, is because they weren't accepting that one.
Okay.
And it's odd that normally it's the opposite. You get the Fed and then the state comes along with it. Mm-hmm. They can't quite figure out how it is that we got the state.
But if you're with the association, even though it's connected to the fire department, it's not technically the fire department, right?
Right, that's right.
So that's why you probably got that one through the state. However, we don't have either through the...
But we applied for it.
For the department?
For the association.
Uh-huh.
That was one of the first things we did.
Yeah, and we never had for the fire department, you know, that I can.
No, and I looked through all the paperwork I have, and there was nothing. And so when I finally got through to them, they looked at it, and I called them again just to get some clarification on a couple of things I had today. I had to sit for about a half hour.
She was pretty adamant about, when I heard the call, Keith, give me permission as a board member to be, the only way we can make the call, you have to have a board member in. And I was there. She's very thorough, asking who it was, where I was doing, what that status was, before she would talk, period. And then she requested what we needed, and she was pretty thorough. It took a while.
I was on hold for about 45 minutes the first time. Anytime you call the IRS, you're on hold for God knows when.
But she's pretty thorough, and she had all the answers if you had asked her. So.
Okay. So it starts with, we have to pay the fee first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You have to, I just have to get the paperwork online if you want to do it, and then fill it out and send it in with the $850. And then, but like I said, it'll take a couple months.
Right.
Is there any reason we wouldn't want to do that?
No.
I can't see any reason you wouldn't want to, because it is a one-time fee. You're locked in as a C3, and then any of those things that you can get at a discount through any sort of corporations, whether it be donations and discounts on any things that help the department.
Just like
Am I mistaken? But I thought that in order for us to give out a tax, well, if somebody wanted to donate a tax donation, that we had to have this. Otherwise, we couldn't write a tax donation. If somebody wanted to donate a truck to us, and we said, okay, that truck's worth.
No, I never asked about that.
But I'm sure that's why the corporations like the C3 one, because that is tax deductible.
This is even a personal thing, and one of those things came up when we were even talking about that water tender. Somebody said, well, I wonder if we wrote that guy a tax donation towards the fire department in excess of $10,000. But my understanding was that you had to have this in order to ever even write a tax, a
receipt.
A tax receipt donated.
A receipt for a donated item.
Right.
That's something I could call and ask them about.
Well, next time you're on the phone,
I'll call
just
on
so that
Friday
we're not-
I'm sitting here doing some stuff. I'll just call and while I'm on hold, I'll do my other things like I normally do. Okay.
So we'll move forward.
If we could maybe use another source just to give us an idea on this. Could we talk to somebody else before that? Like I said, there was 45 minutes on hold with IRS waiting for them to get through.
Okay.
Would there be anybody else we could talk to possibly about that?
Ken,
I think if we're going to ask a question, we should go straight to the source.
Okay.
yeah.
That's a good idea.
Especially with the IRS. That's not one of the things you do.
So are we all in agreement to move forward on that?
Investigate it.
So Deb, we're going
Could you
to
make that phone call and check into it for us, and then give us a report next month, and then we can go from there. Because
And I'll get the paperwork online, and
if we've made it
if that
50
don't
years
happen,
without it,
then we can go.
I don't think another couple months is going to make the difference.
Okay.
Thanks, Deb. Then on to other business. Any other business? Anybody?
Association dinner is something that the district funds through district food. This year we're looking at a dinner cost of $2,100. We budgeted $1,500 for that dinner.
Which dinner is this? I'm sorry.
Association.
Association dinner?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That would include, I believe, I wouldn't go there. So they're looking at going to Local Creek Steakhouses, what the association is going on for that, which would be so much a plate, including two drink tickets, and then we'll figure that out from there. So, but in a conversation with a couple of board members prior, we were told to treat the association for the services that were done this last summer. So.
It's the appreciation of the money we're making that we made this summer and the hard work they put into the community.
So we're looking at about a $1,100 bill there.
So what's our shortfall on that then?
$600.
$600. And I know, I guess I can look real quick here. Where we have weapons industry food versus what we budgeted.
Seems to me that there was a line item actually budgeted for it.
There was $1,500
For the annual, yeah.
for the annual dinner. So
So we need to come up with $600 out of,
yes,
Yeah.
On here, it has a line item number, but it doesn't have any designated.
Yeah, it's right there, right?
I believe that's in fire prevention for $1,500. Just like
number 220 is that the line you
That's
have?
what it is.
what number, Charlie, did you?
220 is what I have in this packet here.
It says 226.
I don't have a 226 in this book here. I can have it mine.
Go to the next page, because that's the email stuff.
Okay, Fire Association, $1,500.
But it's 1,500, right, Charlie? So Charlie, we'll move forward with it. We'll, let the guys know, and hopefully we'll get to talk to them too. Appreciate all the hard work they put in this summer.
Okay. Move forward with dinner.
Yep, Bonnie? Move forward with the dinner. You bet. Yep. Clint? Lloyd? Bobby? Yeah.
That's just fire prevention. $1,500. And it's not out there.
Thanks, Charlie. Anything else on that?
Nope.
Any other?
Just move forward on
Yeah.
what you said.
For their appreciation for all the hard work they put in this summer?
Well, you don't even know how many people are going to show up. It may only be $1,800. It may be $1,400.
We're basing that on 70 people.
70 people.
Right.
For $2,100.
Right, but until you actually have the dinner and people are sitting at the table, you don't know how many are going to show up.
Right.
Right.
You're right.
Okay.
I mean, you hope for a good turnout, but you just never know. Unless there's a contracted amount minimum with them.
Which is per point, I think you said.
So.
Any other business?
I had one question in regards to the Culligan. We're just on a monthly deal with them?
Yeah.
With the water softener, is that just, are we gonna buy that at some point, or is it, as long as we're leasing it, do they have to put new equipment in there if something happens to it? Or
The way I understand it, they maintain it.
so that $24 a month is
Yeah, rather than having it,
owning it?
buying it for a couple thousand, have it go out and
Right, okay.
Yeah, somebody was telling me that they put an air pump on theirs, cost an $800 bill. That's great.
Yeah.
Let's just keep spending them $24 a month.
Good move. Any other business? Anybody? Okay. We'll go ahead and close the meeting at 7:30. Thank you, guys.
Do you have checks to sign?